Every culture told the same story. Humans create worlds with thought. Now, quantum science is catching up. Imagine a time before telescopes, before laboratories, before even written language. The ancients sat beneath the night sky, staring at endless stars, and they spoke of something extraordinary, the idea that reality was not fixed but fluid, that the universe responded to the mind. In the Vedic texts, it was said, "The world is woven by consciousness." In Egypt, the priests of Thoth believed that thought and word were the original acts of creation. The Greeks echoed it in their myths, and indigenous traditions across the earth sang it in their stories. Though separated by oceans and centuries, they all seemed to whisper the same message. You are not simply in the universe is also in you. And yet, for the modern world, these tales were dismissed as mere mythology. Until quietly, quantum physics stumbled upon the same paradox. The double-slit experiment revealed something baffling. Particles of light and matter exist in probabilities until someone observes them. The very act of looking collapses possibility into reality. It was as if science had tripped over the edge of mysticism and didn't know what to do next. If your attention shapes what becomes real at the smallest level, what does that mean for your life? Pause here for a moment. Let yourself sit with that question. Now, before we go deeper, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think these ancient myths were just poetic imagination? Or do you feel they were encoding truths we've only begun to rediscover? Share your thought in the comments. Your reflection might be the spark someone else needs. Let's continue. Science has taught us that energy and matter are interchangeable, that beneath the solid world is a field of vibration, an ocean of invisible frequencies. But here's where it gets fascinating. Your mind is not separate from that ocean. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, they are not just private experiences locked inside your head. They are vibrations sent into the very field that holds all potential. This is what quantum manifestation really is. Not magic, not wishful thinking, but alignment between your inner state and the probabilities of reality. Think of it this way. Reality is like a radio with infinite channels. Most people unknowingly keep tuning to the same frequency, repeating patterns of fear, scarcity, or doubt, so they hear the same song of struggle again and again. But when you change your inner station, when you shift the signal you broadcast, the song of your life changes too. It sounds poetic, but it's also measurable. Neuroscience shows that your reticular activating system, the filter in your brain, lights up according to what you focus on. Focus on red cars, and you'll see them everywhere. Focus on opportunity, and your awareness begins noticing doors where none seemed to exist before. And yet this is just the surface. Because at the quantum level, focus does more than change perception. It changes probability itself. Observation collapses the wave. Attention chooses the world. Take a breath. Let that sink in. Now imagine if the ancients weren't just telling stories, but leaving us a map that said, your reality is not a prison, but a projection. That life bends to the lens you hold. But here's the problem. Most of us don't even realize what lens we're using. We inherited beliefs from parents, culture, trauma, and past experiences. These beliefs act like invisible architects, shaping the walls and ceilings of the life we live inside. This is why manifestation often feels blocked. It is not that the field isn't listening, it is that your unconscious patterns are sending mixed signals. And so, the great work of shifting reality begins not with forcing the outside world, but with turning inward, asking, what signal am I broadcasting? What myth am I still living inside? At this point, let me invite you to pause again. If you're finding this perspective valuable, take a second to subscribe, not just to support this channel, but to keep exploring these hidden bridges between science and spirit together. Because we're about to go deeper. We've seen how myths mirrored quantum truth. We've seen how science accidentally confirmed what sages had always known. But now we turn to you, because this is not just philosophy. It's the very engine of your daily life. Your thoughts are not harmless whispers. They are blueprints. Your emotions are not random storms. They are signals. And your focus is not passive. It is the hand that draws lines between infinite probabilities and calls one of them into being. But here's the paradox. You cannot simply think positive thoughts for 5 minutes and expect the universe to rearrange itself. True manifestation is not about surface affirmations. It's about identity, about becoming the kind of being who naturally vibrates with the reality they seek. That's why the ancients didn't just talk about thoughts. They spoke of devotion, of ritual, of alignment. They knew reality bends to consistency, not impulse. In the next part, we'll uncover how you can step out of unconscious patterns, how to shift the signal you're sending, and why your entire life may be nothing more than the myth you've chosen to believe. But before we go there, I'd love to hear your voice. What's one belief you think has shaped your life more than anything else? Drop it in the comments. It might surprise you just how powerful it has been. If your life is the myth you've chosen to believe, then the first step to shifting reality is simple. Become conscious of the story you are telling. Every belief you hold is like a lens. Some lenses make the world appear full of limitation and struggle. Others reveal opportunities, synchronicities, and hidden paths. The challenge is that most people don't even realize which lens they're looking through. Take a moment right now. Ask yourself, what story am I living inside? Is it a story of survival, of lack, of endless striving? Or is it a story of growth, of alignment, of possibility? Because here's the secret. Your story doesn't just describe reality, it creates reality. Quantum manifestation isn't about forcing the universe to bend to your will. It's about aligning your internal lens with the world you want to step into. When your inner frequency matches the pattern of what you desire, the probabilities around you begin to shift. And this is where science and spirituality converge. The observer effect in quantum physics shows us that attention collapses potential into form. Mystics, for centuries, have told us the same thing in different words. What you dwell upon, you draw near. What you rehearse within, you eventually live without. But here's something most teachings miss. It's not just about conscious thought, it's about unconscious patterns. 95% of your daily actions, decisions, and emotional responses come from subconscious programs you didn't choose. Many of those patterns were written in childhood, in moments of pain, in echoes of your ancestors. This is why shifting reality requires more than just a vision board or a mantra. It requires entering the deeper levels of your being and gently rewriting the code. Now let's pause for a moment. If this resonates with you, if you're feeling that subtle recognition inside, share this video with someone you know. They may be ready to hear it too. Let's continue. Imagine your mind as a projector. Whatever film is loaded inside, your beliefs, your identity, your emotions, is what will be projected onto the screen of your life. You cannot change the movie by scratching at the screen. You must change the reel within. This is why meditation, visualization, and journaling can be so powerful. They bypass surface thoughts and allow you to step into the deeper theater of the subconscious. When practiced consistently, they do more than relax you. They shift your broadcast. And when the broadcast changes, the quantum field responds. Now, I want to share something with you, not as a commercial, but as a friend who has walked this path. There's a book I found deeply useful called The Quantum Bridge, a field guide to the 7 keys of reality creation. It also comes with journal templates that help you rewrite the inner stories you've been living by. If this message is speaking to you, you may find those tools as helpful as I did. But let's return to the heart of this. So many people wonder, why can't I manifest what I truly want? Why do I keep recreating the same cycles? The answer is simple, yet challenging. The field cannot be deceived. It mirrors the vibration you truly carry, not the words you say once in a while. If you affirm abundance but secretly carry the identity of someone unworthy, the field will reflect that. If you visualize love but hold trauma that says love isn't safe, the pattern repeats. The field is impartial. It doesn't punish, it doesn't reward, it simply echoes. And that is both humbling and liberating, because it means you have the power to change the echo. Start small. Choose one belief that no longer serves you. Notice how it shapes your daily choices, your posture, your relationships. Then begin to gently challenge it. Replace it not with blind optimism, but with a lived practice of a new story. Each time you embody it, you strengthen the signal. Over time, probabilities shift. Coincidences appear, people arrive, opportunities unfold. At first it feels mysterious. Then you realize it is simply the natural law of resonance. This is the essence of quantum manifestation. Not magic, not control, but resonance. A dance between your inner broadcast and the infinite possibilities of the field. So, here is the question I'll leave you with. What signal will you choose to send? Because in every moment, reality bends to your gaze. In every moment, you are both the observer and the observed, the architect and the experiencer, the storyteller and the story. Take a slow breath. Let that truth sink in. And now I invite you, share your reflections in the comments. What's the story you're ready to rewrite? What's the signal you're ready to broadcast? Your words might spark recognition in someone else who needs it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to join us on this journey. Together we'll keep exploring the hidden bridges between science and spirit, myth and reality, thought and creation. Because you are not just living in the universe is living through you. And once you understand this, everything shifts.